Yet again, things are not looking good for Justin Trudeau. You have the Canadian athletes that are going to Paris for the Olympics look like they're wearing used tampons as their outfits. You have one of the most beautiful places in all of Canada, Jasper, Alberta, is completely under fire and under a full tilt evacuation. Then you also have Justin Trudeau being caught in Tofino, and locals on Vancouver Island are not pleased that he is there spending more tax dollars on his trips. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage y'all to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It does really help grow the channel. And without further ado, let's just get into this. So the polls are looking still very favorable for the Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre. 212 seats projected for Pierre, bottom line 179, top end 234. And Justin Trudeau sitting at 74 projected seats. I think that as time goes on, you're going to start to see the Conservatives get a much larger lead, and they might even gather up in the 220s. I don't know if they get 230-ish seats, but one can be hopeful. And then when you look at the odds of winning the most seats, obviously Conservatives are still sitting at 99% likely, and they're still sitting at 99% likely of winning a majority government. And this is kind of what we're going to expect. This is the rainbow, the most beautiful rainbow in all of Canada. This is going to be a Conservative sweeping victory with a bloc and NDP and Liberal all as minority. And even if they do a coalition, it still wouldn't be enough to surpass the Conservative Party. So that is absolutely incredible. And we can only hope that that is going to be the outcome. But I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Now, here's a lot of controversy with Canada's their Olympic outfit. This is what they look like. This is what they're going to be wearing. And it kind of looks like used tampons. It's not looking very good. And this whole Paris Olympic thing, I mean, I've grown up watching the Olympics. I've always tuned into sports. And it feels like in the past several years, people just aren't interested in that. I mean, there's a whole whack of things happening right now in North America that are way more interesting, such as where the hell is Joe Biden, the president of the United States? Why is Kamala Harris pretending to be president? Why is Justin Trudeau spending all of our tax dollars going to Tofino yet again? And why is Hamas threatening to do some real damage at the Paris Olympics? Right. Yeah, let's get into that video because that really happened. This isn't good, I said as I shared this video. In the name of God, our struggle against the Zionist regime continues. We address to the people of France and the French President Macron. You supported the Zionist regime in its criminal war against the people of Palestine. You provided Zionists with weapons. You helped murder our brothers and sisters and our children. You invited the Zionists to the Olympic Games. You will pay for what you have done. Rivers of blood will flow through the streets of Paris. And I don't know if you've been paying attention at all, but there is a overwhelming amount of Palestinian support in Europe and specifically in France, also specifically in Paris. And I mean, it's just bizarre world right now. So it's going to be crazy. Nonetheless, whatever happens is going to be crazy. Canada's going out there looking like used tampons. They're calling for these acts of terror. Black Mirror episode. And speaking of Black Mirror episode, what really happened from a Conservative tweeting or posting on X was they used the word orgy. That's right. This is kind of funny. After 9 years of an orgy of a sketchy spending and doubling the federal debt, Justin Trudeau is staring down the barrel of a credit rating downgrade. So what will he do? Will it work? This is Michelle Rempel Garner. That is an unbelievable way to phrase things. As anyone with credit cards, a mortgage, student loans, or a car payment knows, you can only borrow so much before risking a downgrade to your credit score. And as anyone who has a low credit score knows, borrowing money in that situation becomes difficult and costly. It appears that Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau's Liberal government never learned that nugget of wisdom, as they doubled the size of national debt in less than a decade. So the question became, how would Mr. Trudeau respond to this threat? Again, as anyone with debt knows, there are really only three ways to manage the issue. First is reduce spending and stop the bleeding. The second is to increase the amount of sustainable revenue coming. And the third, and probably worst option, is to keep spending, sell an asset, and delay dealing with the problem, even though it's getting worse. And it's just not looking good all around for Justin Trudeau. Like, he is really ruining our economy here with the mass immigration, with the legalization of hard substances, and his just crazy spending. It doesn't make any sense. We have never seen this bad of a prime minister. And what does he do to celebrate? Well, he uses taxpayers' money to go on vacation in Tofino, which we're going to be taking a look at in a little bit. But first, we're going to see what Pierre Poilievre has to say about legalization of hard substances. Newly released government documents show that the NDP Liberals have a secret plan for the national decriminalization of drugs. Common sense conservatives will ban these substances, treat addiction, and bring our loved ones home drug-free. Trudeau's secret scheme to legalize fentanyl. That is scary if that is true. And this is very, very scary times because we do have a massive drug crisis here in Canada. Homelessness is on the rise. And how does the government combat that? They make themselves a drug cartel and supply everybody with these drugs. Kind of a weird way to handle things, but nonetheless, I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Now we're taking a look at the fires. Jasper, Alberta is, I'm not laughing because of the situation. I'm laughing because my name is Jasper and I'm not on fire, but the city or town of Jasper is on fire and it's really not looking good. So Pierre Poilievre says, my thoughts are with those in Western Canada who are facing the threat of wildfires near their homes. To the firefighters, police, and frontline workers who are risking their lives to keep people and the community safe, thank you for your tireless work. And this is wild because, if I'm not mistaken, Pierre Poilievre has beaten Justin Trudeau to the punch yet again of acknowledging this event here in Canada. And it's really bad. I mean, there are thousands of people who are forced to evacuate here. Let's take a look at this. So as you can see, I mean, the sky is just orange and it is everywhere is on fire and people are getting the hell out of there. There is evacuation plans. I do believe that the roads east that would lead towards places like Edmonton, those might be a little bit blocked off. So they're going west and going into BC, into like Prince George and the Okanagan, if I am not mistaken. That is just insanity that's happening. And then let's take a look at the mainstream media's footage here.
Jasper National Park is evacuated. Several wildfires are flaring up and thousands of people are leaving the town site and the park. Our Miriam Valdez-Carletti joins us from Yellowhead County. Miriam, developing this morning, we're hearing evacuees are being redirected.
That's right, Nicole. People were told to go to Valemont in BC head west on Highway 16, but now the municipality of Jasper says that the community hall can no longer accommodate people. Now, this is an evolving emergency situation, and so it's encouraging drivers to drive carefully and to take some rest, as the next steps are currently unknown at this time. Now, these were some of the videos posted on social media showing the severity of the fires and driving through darkness. On social media, people reported slow traffic with thick smoke, some wearing masks in cars. Now, Parks Canada says evacuations have been carried out at numerous campgrounds, including hostels. Now, people were told to pack important documents, food, water, pets, and medication for multiple days and told to leave by 3 a.m. this morning. And according to the municipality, residents are also being redirected to reception centers in Grand Prairie and Calgary. Small groups of escorted vehicles are allowed to travel east, but only when when road conditions allow. And when we were in Edson just about 30 minutes ago, we did run into a tour bus company who says that it took them just over 5 hours to leave Jasper, and that it had 2 other buses within that company also trying to leave the area. And so in the meantime, anyone that is still in Jasper are told to go to the activity center if they don't have a ride. And again, for people that might be heading towards Valemont, that area is now full. And so in the meantime, they're just told to rest until the next steps are taken. Nicole?
Thanks.
Super scary, because this time last year, all of these forest fires were already in full effect, and now we're dealing with these massive forest fires that are just spawning out of nowhere, and it's pretty late in the season. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that's going to make things a bit better than last year and previous years, or if it's going to make things worse, but we're going to have to wait and see how this develops. And also, how did this fire start, right? Was it someone throwing a cigarette? Was it dry mud on the back of a quad or a dirt bike? Or was it a campfire that got out of control? Or was it lightning? I think the people really would like to know this, and it's just devastating all around. But nonetheless, stay tuned so that we can go through the updates together. Now we're taking a look at Jagmeet Singh, who, you guessed it, is going after greedy CEOs, and it's just the same thing. I mean, I can't believe that there are people out there that would consciously vote for the NDP and Jagmeet Singh. And I'm not here to call anyone names and say you are X, Y, and Z for voting. I just feel that people are misinformed by wanting to vote for the NDP. I mean, they are the cockroaches. They're the cockroach party. They're bottom feeders. They don't have opinions. They see what the Liberals do. They see what the Conservatives do. And they always position themselves somewhere in between, leaning more towards the Liberals. And they criticize everybody while all still maintaining a coalition with the Liberals. If Jagmeet really wanted to, he could quite literally say, snap election, let's go. Let's do a federal election right now. He's the singular individual, the singular party that is holding Canada hostage with Justin Trudeau. Very, very disingenuous, and I can't believe that people would actually support that type of behavior. But nonetheless, let's take a look at this video here.
Justin Trudeau has been a failure, and Conservatives in Ontario have been a failure. People have seen that. And I put to you that Pierre Poilievre will be no different. He's going to cut the things you need. He's not going to take on the problems, the corporate greed that is hurting you and your families. He's not going to stop them. Those are his buddies. Those are who he worked for. You Democrats have been committed to fighting for people, and we've gotten stuff done. In this past couple of years, we've been able to bring in dental care. We've been able to bring in pharmacare. We're going to make a difference in people's lives. Those 2 concrete things that are already improving people's lives, and we're going to keep on fighting for more. We're here to fight. We're here to change the rules. The Liberals and Conservatives wrote the rules to benefit the rich. Let's write the rules. Let's change those rules to benefit everyday people. Let's take on corporate greed. One of the things that we put forward, a plan we put forward, is let's force the corporate grocery stores to lower the price of essential items. That would immediately lower the cost for you and your family. Lower the cost on essential items that people need, everyday items like bread, like milk, like water, the essentials that you need. France has done it. Other countries have done it. We can do it here. We put forward this plan, and the Liberals, Justin Trudeau, and the Conservatives, Pierre Poilievre, voted against it because they don't want you and your families to get relief now. That's the difference between us and them. We're willing to take on that corporate greed.
So let me get this straight. Instead of tackling the root cause of the problem, which would be government spending, and yes, it does take significantly more time to tackle the root cause of the problem, but then the trickle effects of going after those problems and actually solving them are going to impact everybody, and it's going to be more of a permanent fix rather than hand-picking a few essential items and saying, we force you to lower the cost of these. It's just, it's ridiculous. Like, he is responsible for holding Canada, an entire country, 41, 42, 47 million. I don't even know how many million people we have in this country anymore. Immigration is out of control, which also is a part of the problem. But Jagmeet doesn't want to acknowledge that. He thinks that everything is fine on the back end of things, and the only problems in Canada is CEOs of grocery stores. That's it. Government spending, absolutely fine. Failed social programs, absolutely fine. Immigration, absolutely fine. Lack of building houses, absolutely fine. But greedy CEOs that have their costs to cover, and they have a 20 or 15% markup, just like any standard business, they're the problem. look, the day and age of being pissed off with CEOs, millionaires, and billionaires is kind of come and gone. It's government incompetence that people are more worried about, because that is the longevity. That is the root cause of how our economy got here. But God forbid Jagmeet actually acknowledges that. I feel like he would rather spew this. It's crazy.
When it comes to housing, we got to build homes that people can actually afford. No one needs more luxury condos or expensive homes. We need homes that are actually affordable for people. That's our focus. And we're going to do that. We're going to make those investments. Instead of building homes, what did Doug Ford propose? He wanted to sell off public land to his rich developer buddies. So you know what you get with conservatives. Corruption. You get people that are more interested in helping out their rich buddies, and they show it with their actions. This is
Bro, how are you going to build more houses? You need to sell the land to the developers so that they can build the houses. This guy doesn't even make any sense. Like, I'm not the smartest dude on the block, but even I understand that the houses have to be built somewhere. You can't just make it up. Oh, poof, here's new houses. Here's a whole new subdivision. Here's a new condominium. You have to be able to purchase the land first. And it's going to be really, really rich people, really rich companies that are going to be buying that land. I don't exactly have $50 million to create, 100 houses in my back pocket, 50 houses. How much would $50 million cost? It wouldn't even be 50 houses. It'd be like 40 houses, because you got to buy the land, you got to do the permits, you got to build the house, all that stuff. This guy is absolutely insane. Jesus, Jagmeet. Thank goodness you're not the prime minister.
exactly what conservatives do. They've cut education. They've cut healthcare. Healthcare has been worse ever here in the province because of conservatives. So you know that Pierre Poilievre is going to do exactly the same thing. He's going to cut healthcare. He's going to cut pensions. He's going to cut EI. It's going to hurt. Conservatives hurt people, and who they help out? Their rich buddies.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these social programs are just bleeding us. They are bleeding us dry, and they're not working. Look, even the child care program, right? $10 a day child care. As a parent of two, that would be a great benefit. But again, I would have had to sign up years before my kids were even born for that to be in place. So it doesn't make any sense. These people are just delusional. They're offering Band-Aid solutions, and they're wondering why it hasn't plugged the leak and why the Titanic is sinking. Absolutely insane. But I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments about Jagmeet. Next up, we have Wall Street Silver says Justin Trudeau's Canada. Canadian living standards alarmingly on track to be the lowest in 40 years. You've seen those signs that say, in emergency, break glass. Well, it's time to break the glass. Bank of Canada Carolyn Rogers said in March. Absolutely. And I mean, when you look at the comments, I'm not surprised far left candidates love spending money and blame everyone else, which creates a deficit that they can print out of. And I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. And Pierre Poilievre has this to add to the situation. Dead last. The worst economy in the OECD, the result of 9 years of Trudeau's wackonomics that hikes taxes, doubles debt, and blocks homes. OECD real GDP per capita forecast. And when I share the full screen, it actually blocks off Canada, which is crazy. But you can see Canada is dead last. We have the worst GDP per person here, per capita. That is insane. Really insane. Like, Canada is struggling, and anyone who's in complete denial of this is a little bit of the problem. And the way that we get out of this is by sharing the message that there is a party out there that actually wants to solve this and has good policies in place to solve this. And Pierre Poilievre seems to be very consistent with his message that he can get the job done. But we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. Next up, we do have somebody who works for the Counter Signal, the owner, Keenan Bext, found Justin Trudeau in Tofino, I suppose. I'm not really sure. This has kind of been dropped on everybody, and everyone's very taken by surprise. But nonetheless, you have Keenan Beck saying, Justin and I took a long walk in the sand. There they are shaking hands. And he does say that he's going to be publishing a 10-minute interview with his good family friend, Justin Trudeau. And as you can see, it's real. I mean, there is Justin Trudeau. So Keenan Beck says, Trudeau has had me arrested for the crime of attending a press conference. His officers have pushed me into traffic, and I've had to sue to gain access to election scrums. This time he couldn't get away. For 10 minutes, I grilled him on the beach. Publishing tomorrow. And that looks like Justin Trudeau by all means, right? Kind of crazy. And there he is without his sunglasses being interviewed. And you could see his member of Parliamentary Secret Service, or whatever the hell they want to call themselves, in the back behind the phone. So kind of wild. And he is in Tofino. I mean, that's where his vacation is. And this is what Vancouver Islanders have to say about him vacationing there yet again on taxpayers' dime.
Canada's Prime Minister is taking a bit of a break. Everybody deserves a summer holiday, but this one's drawing a bit of public backlash. Ethan Morneau has been tracking this story today, and he joins us live tonight in studio. Ethan, what are people saying?
Well, hi, Jordan. BC is a popular tourist destination, and today Justin Trudeau is bringing his family along for a more than week-long vacation somewhere in the province, which has led to some mixed reactions from locals. A government official says the Prime Minister's office is not disclosing the specific location for security reasons, and speaking with Check News Today, people shared their thoughts.
I feel it's positive he's going on a vacation. I'm happy he's coming. If it is a family vacation, it should completely paid by him. But if some tax dollars are going his way, I want him to spend a little time in Vancouver and see the traffic situation we have, the homeless situation we have.
Yeah.
You think he should? Yeah. I would beg to differ and disagree a little bit. I think just politically it's probably not the greatest optics right now, just given sort of where the party's at.
I think you should go on vacation and never come back.
To Check News.
And I just got to say, that's I'm surprised the media put that in, because, I mean, I'm not going to judge a book by its cover, but to me, this looks like two guys with kids. I don't know if they're married and they adopted. Who knows? It's none of my business. It's none of anyone's business. But you could tell that the mainstream media, I mean, I know this is Check News, but CTV wouldn't cover this because that wouldn't go with their narrative of, you know, a seemingly gay couple. And they very well could not be gay, right? Not that that matters, but it does fit the progressive narrative that mainstream media likes to run with. And they don't even like Justin Trudeau, which is insane. You think about it, because Trudeau considers himself an ally, and I'm going based off of the fact that I'm correct in the assumption that they are gay, right? It doesn't even matter, but if they are, and the guy just said that he should take a permanent vacation, that is hilarious.
And sort of where the party's at.
I think you should go on vacation and never come back.
And never come back. I would love to see CBC and CTV take that clip and run with it. That'll never happen, but still kind of funny.
Took to Check News' X account, where the feedback was once again mixed. One person said Trudeau deserves a vacation just like every other Canadian, while another person wondered how much this would cost taxpayers. Trudeau's office says he travels on government aircraft as required and will reimburse the equivalent of a commercial airline ticket for himself and his family. They say he will also pay for his family's stay. In the past, Trudeau and family have stopped by Tofino, including last summer. In the fall of 2021, he was spotted walking along a local beach on the very first Truth and Reconciliation Day, a day meant to honor Indigenous survivors of Canada's residential school system. This led to backlash.
Look, if the country wasn't in a complete state of shambles, you know, any prime minister, whether it's a left-wing nut job, whether it's somebody with common sense like Pierre Poilievre, deserves a vacation, right? Absolutely. Like, everyone deserves a vacation, not just a prime minister. Everybody, every hardworking Canadian citizen around the world deserves a vacation. The issue that people have with Justin Trudeau vacationing is, one, the costs are absolutely absurd when they're made public. Hundreds of thousands of dollars at taxpayers' expense. You and I work hard for our money. We get our money. We pay our taxes like good Canadians. And then we see this schmuck, or any schmuck for that matter, spending our pool of taxpayers' money on personal benefits like a vacation. That's not okay. Second of all, the country's in shambles. Like, economically, housing is unaffordable. People are struggling to buy the bare necessities, as you heard Jagmeet say. You know, you have Jasper, Alberta on fire, and then you see this guy surfing out in Tofino. That just angers people. It angers people because not everybody can go on vacation right now. It's so unaffordable. A trip to Tofino, a hotel in Tofino this time of year is like $650 a night. That's insane. And in the off season, it's what? Still $350, $450 a night. That's a lot of money for a hotel. So the cost of living, the cost of tourism has skyrocketed to unaffordable rates. And then you see the prime minister, who's pretty much in charge of running the whole thing, enjoy his time. And that's why people are very upset, is the lack of acknowledgement of reality, living in this delusionary mindset that everything is fine. And, you know, I'm just going to take off on vacation, and yeah, people are going to take photos of me, but everything is fine. And I'm sorry that you're not doing okay, but you are doing okay and everything is fine. And people are just being gaslit left, right, and center. And it's extremely annoying. And the outrage of seeing Justin Trudeau enjoy his family vacation is not that uncommon. People are very upset when they see him enjoy his time, because most people just aren't really enjoying their time. Not saying that everyone's sad and angry 100% of the time, but I mean, wouldn't you like to go on vacation? Wouldn't you like to do that and it be affordable and it not even budge your bank account? Gotta tell you, most people would absolutely love that, but that's just not the reality for most Canadians right now. That's where we're gonna end this video. Everybody, I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. On your way out, I would like to encourage you guys to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.